Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Cindy Sharkey with Freeman, and we are the official service contractor for the International Pizza Expo and the International Artisan Bakery Expo 2020. Over the next 5 to 7 minutes, I'll be reviewing important move-in and move-out information, including important milestone dates, material handling, a new priority empty return, and the outbound shipping process. So let's get started. As you start planning for the event, there are several important dates you need to be aware of to not only ensure you and your on-site team is fully prepared, but it is essential to help save you both time and money. So first off, the advanced warehouse freight receiving begins on Friday, February 28th. Whenever possible, we will always encourage exhibitors to ship to the advanced warehouse. That is highly advantageous because when you arrive at show site, your freight will be waiting for you in your booth and you can immediately begin setting up your booth. One of the biggest ways to save on your budget is to order in advance and online by Monday, March 9th. That could save you up to 40%. The last day to receive in our advanced warehouse is Tuesday, March 24th. If for some reason your carrier arrives after that date and time, we will always take your freight at the advanced warehouse. But if it arrives after that date, then there would be a late arrival surcharge. So try to avoid that altogether. If you have a hanging sign, we are referring to the signs that are hung from the ceiling, not the ones that are on your display. But if you do have a hanging sign, you definitely want to ship that to the advanced warehouse. That is a significant cost savings. You will also want to order your labor in advance. Ordering labor in general is not something you want to wait to order on site. Just a side note, if you order it in advance and you don't know the exact time you will need your labor, you can always place the order in advance and put it in as a will call. That way you would be assured the advanced rate versus the on-site rate, and when you're ready we can work you into the labor call that day. But that is another significant cost savings, so ship those hanging signs to the advanced warehouse. Just as important, make sure that hanging sign is in a separate container from your display with a separate weight ticket. If you were to combine your display and your hanging sign together in one crate, that will almost guarantee a delay in getting your sign hung and possibly on overtime as well. So ship it to the advanced warehouse. Move-in begins on Sunday, March 29th from 1 to 8, as well as Monday, March 30th from 8 to 8. It's very important that you have all your booths completely set up by 8 p.m. on Monday. There will not be a designated time for a move-in on the morning of Tuesday, March 31st, which is the show opening. Show opens promptly at 10 a.m. and closes on Thursday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Move out starts promptly at 3 p.m. running through 10 p.m. on Thursday, April 2nd. Running through Friday, April 3rd from 8 to noon with a short move out on April 3rd. Make sure that you do not start packing up early on the 2nd. That is very important. Make sure that you are set until at least 3 p.m. that day. Once the show closes, we begin what's called the empty return process. Once we roll up the aisle carpet, that usually takes about a good hour. Once the aisle carpet is rolled up, that is when we start returning the empty containers. We start with the cardboard boxes, and then we continue with the fiber cases, and lastly we deliver all the wooden crates. So that process could take up to 7 hours for all the empties to be returned. If for some reason that time frame does not work with your travel schedule or it makes you a little uncomfortable, you do have some options. You can hire what we refer to as Freeman supervised labor. It's not something that you have to decide today. You can decide at show site. What Freeman supervised labor is you can leave at the close of the show, and we will pack up everything in your booth and make sure that your paperwork is in order and ensure that your freight gets loaded onto your carrier. So it's called Freeman Supervised Labor. You can just come see us at the service desk if you feel the empty return process is not going to work for you. During the move out, all exhibit materials must be completely removed by 12 noon on Friday, April 3rd. You know, we only have a few hours to clear, so we have to make sure that all your outbound carriers need to arrive and check in no later on that Friday, April 3rd at 10 a.m. So it's very important you let your carrier know. If your carrier for some reason does not show up or they are late, there is a couple things that could play out. First, we may opt to load it in our trucks and bring it back to the advanced warehouse, or we may load your freight on the show carrier and get it on its way to your destination. Either way will cost you additional. So just make sure you communicate with your carriers that they're aware of these critical dates. It's so important. Once again, we do have to be out of there. We have to have a clean floor by Friday, April 3rd at noon, so we need your help with that. All right, let's talk a little bit about material handling and outbound shipping. We do get a lot of questions about material handling. I'm going to walk us through this infographic and hopefully explain the differences between material handling and shipping because they are quite significant. So if you're looking at this infographic and this carrier here, this represents your carrier arriving either at the advanced warehouse or to show site. In either location, Freeman has jurisdiction to unload your freight, deliver it directly to your booth. Once you are all unpacked and set up, we will store your empty containers throughout the duration of the event. Once the show is closed, we will then return your empty containers. And once you are all packed and ready to go, we will then load your freight back onto your carrier. So that process here in the black area, that's called material handling. It's very different from shipping. So regardless of who you have designated as a carrier, everyone requires this document on the right-hand side. It's called a material handling agreement. And what this does is it tells us how many pieces you have and who you have designated as a carrier and where it is going. If you have several different unique destinations, then you need a material handling agreement per destination. And the way that you go about getting a material handling agreement is in a couple ways. You can complete this outbound shipping form, which is in the show manual. You can go directly to the service desk, and we would be happy to print one up for you, including your labels. Or you can go directly onto Freeman Online under material handling and complete it directly online. All those different scenarios would allow us to print one up for you in advance, and then we would deliver this document to your booth prior to the show closing. Once you are all packed up and ready to go, you just complete the shaded areas. We fill out most of it for you, and you always turn it into somebody at Freeman at the service desk. You never leave this document on your crate and leave the convention center. Never do that. It could get lost, and if this document is lost, it could cause some complications for you. So we just want to avoid that altogether. Make sure you always hand it in with Freeman. They will give you a copy. We will timestamp it, and we will make sure that we load your freight onto the carrier that you have designated. So important. So new this year is an exciting service that we have. It's called Priority Empty Return. We talked about the empty return could take up to 7 hours. Well, if you were to take advantage of this service, the Priority Empty Return, you are guaranteed your empties to be returned to you within 2 hours of the break of the show, which is really great. Each empty return label per crate will cost $150. It is available on a first come, first served basis. It's available, you can go right onto Freeman Online and order these labels, and we will get those delivered to you on site. Or you can go right to the service desk. I personally would do it in advance online because they do sell out. It's very convenient to have this service. If for some reason you do not have those crates in your booth within 2 hours, then we give you a full refund. So we back our service and hope that you will take advantage of it. All right, as you are pre-planning for your event, there are several ways to get a hold of us, and we're standing by ready to serve you. One of the ways is to call our local office in Las Vegas, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central Standard Time. They are experts not only on your event, but on the facility, as well as union jurisdictions, electrical, and so forth. So feel free to reach out to them directly. Those team members are going to be the same ones on site with you. So feel free to give them a call if they can assist you. You can also email us at freemanlasvegases@freeman.com, or you can contact our customer support center. They are open from Monday through Friday for extended hours from 7 to 7 Central Standard Time, and then Saturday from 8 to 5 Central. And finally, before we close, I wanted to briefly point out another really great resource to help keep you on track as you prepare for the event. You can use these action checklists as a guideline for important deadlines for your show, giving you peace of mind knowing that all the details are accounted for prior to arriving on site. These checklists can be found in the show manual, or you can go directly onto Freeman Online under the Forms and Brochures section. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. Please reach out to us anytime for assistance, and we are looking forward to serving you. Thank you.